Making headlines this hour, President reaffirms the Maldives' unwavering commitment to addressing vulnerabilities intensified by climate change. President issues a presidential decree amending the guidelines for cross-subsidy investment. Government says the recent amendments to the Tourism Act will address the issue of delays in opening resorts closed for redevelopment.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English. I'm Abdullah Ahil and now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu reaffirms the Maldives' unwavering commitment to addressing vulnerabilities intensified by climate change. In a statement shared via social media on the occasion of World Water Day, the President underscored the nation's prioritization of sustainable access to clean water, a lifeline critical to both survival and climate resilience in the low-lying island nation. World Water Day, observed each year on the 22nd of March, has long served as an international platform for advocacy on water resource sustainability. This year's theme, Glacier Preservation, shines a spotlight on the fundamental role of glaciers in securing global freshwater reserves, maintaining climate stability, and nurturing biodiversity. The theme also amplifies urgent calls to counteract the accelerated retreat of glaciers, a consequence of rising temperatures with direct implications of ecosystems, agriculture, and water security worldwide. President Dr. Muizzu, reflecting on the broader significance of this year's theme, framed it as a compelling call to action against escalating climate challenges. In his message, he highlighted the interconnected nature of water resources management and human vulnerability. The statement also appealed for collective action, urging communities and nations alike to adopt meaningful solutions for a more sustainable future. The President's remarks draw attention to the global implications of glacier preservation. Glaciers, which hold nearly 70% of Earth's fresh water, function as natural reservoirs, steadily supplying water to rivers and lakes. Their decline threatens the stability of ecosystems and the reliability of water supplies for billions. Recognizing these risks, the United Nations has consistently underscored the need for concentrated global efforts, from reducing carbon emissions to innovating conservation practices, to safeguarding these vital formations. President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu issues a presidential decree amending the guidelines for cross-subsidy investment, establishing new minimum investment thresholds under the Maldives Tourism Act.
The cross-subsidy concept involves leasing islands for the development of tourist resorts to parties involved in significant economic and social projects beneficial to the state. Islands are allocated as cross-subsidies for the construction of airports, ferry services, and other major infrastructure development projects. The newly issued presidential decree specifies key investment projects, requisite financial commitments, and designated project locations. Notably, the decree includes provisions for the development of multiple airports across various islands, including Diddu of Ha Alifu Atoll, Makunudu of Ha Dalu Atoll, Komandu, Milandu, and Bilefahi of Shaviani Atoll, Fanu and Alifushi of Ra Atoll, Tuladu of Ba Atoll, Mativeri of Alifu Atoll, Muli of Mimu Atoll, Nilandu of Fafu Atoll, Guredu and Vilufushi of Tha Atoll, as well as an additional airport in covering Gafu Alif and Gaf Dal Atoll, and 2 airports within Lamu Atoll. In the tourism sector, the decree mandates the implementation of the Aseri tourism project in Lamu Gan and Addu City. Furthermore, the decree authorizes the reclamation of 15 hectares of land from Giravaruk Lagoon in Kafu Atoll for the Hope Island project, which aims to provide support for at-risk children. Additionally, 30 hectares of land within the same lagoon have been allocated for the development of a new central prison complex. The decree further emphasizes the prioritization of national security projects and housing initiatives, including extensive land reclamation efforts in Rasmale, Gulifalu, Giravarufalu, and Uturuthilafadu. Infrastructure development initiatives outlined in the decree include the construction of roads and utility networks within newly reclaimed areas, as well as the establishment of causeway links between Vemandu and Kibidu of Tha Atoll, Niamigili and Madifushi of the same atoll, Hitadu and Kunahandu of Lamu Atoll, Kaladu and Dambedu of the same atoll, and Muli and Naalafushi of Mimu Atoll. Additionally, the decree provides of the establishment of a high-performance center to enhance national capabilities in various sectors.
Minister of Tourism and Environment, Tariq Ibrahim, states that the recent amendments to the Tourism Act will effectively address the issue of delays in opening resorts closed for redevelopment.
Speaking to PSM News on the amendments, the minister stated that under the new amendments, resorts can only be closed for redevelopment for a specified period, subject to approval from the Ministry of Tourism. The new amendment to the Tourism Act states that an island or land used for tourism purposes can be closed for redevelopment or any other purpose only for a specified period of time, with the permission of the Ministry of Tourism. The decision can only be implemented after the lease agreement of the island or land has been amended in accordance with the regulations made under the Tourism Act. If a resort or tourism establishment fails to reopen the facility within the specified time, the Tourism Ministry has the power to take action against the company and terminate the lease agreement. In the event of a cancellation of the agreement, the government will not have to pay any compensation to the leaser. The minister described this as a key measure encouraging the timely reopening of resorts that are closed for redevelopment. He assured that the regulations to be made under the amendments to the Tourism Act will be formulated within 3 months, including the regulations for the operation of the Tourism Trust Fund. The Tourism Trust Fund is designed to facilitate the provision of financial assistance to the tourism sector through a transparent policy, manage such assistance in good faith, develop the resources of the sector, and enhance the capacity of those involved in the sector. The tourism minister said the trust fund will be funded by local and international sponsorship funds received through tourism activities conducted by the Ministry of Tourism and funds contributed by tourism operators under social responsibility initiatives. He said the fund will also include funds from investments established by the trust fund as well as other sources specified in the regulations formulated by the Ministry of Tourism. According to him, the trust funds will be utilized for programs aimed at strengthening the tourism industry, along with education and training programs to enhance the capacity of those working within the tourism sector. The tourism minister emphasized that the establishment of Tourism Trust Fund will play a significant role in supporting the tourism industry and contributing to the social sector.
The Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation mandates marine vessels to maintain an adequate number of crew members on board when vessels are anchored or moored at a dock. The ministry said the decision was taken after several incidents have occurred due to anchored and moored vessels left unattended without any crew on board, resulting in damages to property. If the vessel does not have the required number of crew members to maintain the vessel, action will be taken against the owner of the vessel for safety violations, the ministry warned. Maldives National Airline announces plans to commence flights on its A320 carrier to Gan Addu City. Starting from the 10th of April, Maldivian will operate 2 flights a week between Male and Addu City, the airline said, adding that the flights will be operated on Thursdays and Saturdays. The A320, which is part of Maldivian's fleet, has previously operated flights to Addu City. The aircraft is scheduled to resume flights next month after being suspended for scheduled maintenance. Maldivians already operate 3 daily flights between Male and Gan. According to Maldivian, the airline now boasts a fleet of 25 aircrafts. These include the ATR-72, Aircraft 1, ATR-42 and 7, and the Dash 8-300 aircrafts. The airline also has 2 Dash 8-200s, 11 DHC-6 Twin Otter aircrafts, 1 narrow-body Airbus A320, and 1 wide-body Airbus A330 in its fleet. Maldivian introduced its first wide-body aircraft to its fleet on the 6th of January this year. Business Center Corporation BCC lifts the limit on the number of entries by participants in the upcoming Maldivian Productivity Exhibition. BCC said the regulations have been changed from 15 products per exhibitor to as many entries as exhibitors want. In addition to applying online through eGov platforms, applications can be submitted with the exhibition application form. The form can be downloaded from the BCC head office, BCC offices in the atolls, and the BCC website. Applications can also be submitted by email or to the BCC head office or business center through the atolls. Speaking on PSM News Rajya Miyadu program, BCC Deputy Managing Director Samih Adam said the exhibition is aimed at providing more opportunities for local productivity, adding that unlike previous years, this year's exhibition will be bigger and better. The exhibition is scheduled to be held from the 23rd to the 30th of May in the Holomale Central Park. Greenland is hoping the capital Nuuk's new international airport will boost tourism and diversify Greenland's economy after U.S. President Donald Trump put the island in global spotlight. The opening of the airport in Nuuk in November 2024 has made travel to the island easier. United Airlines is set to begin direct flights from New York to Nuuk in June, replacing the previous route which required tourists to fly via Copenhagen and transit at the former U.S. military base in Kangerlussuaq. Ilulissat, Greenland's main tourist hub, known for its UNESCO-listed ice fjord, is also due to open a new international airport in 2026, while another international airport is under construction in Qaqortoq in southern Greenland.
Now you will have an international airport here in Nuuk, and you will have one in Ilulissat. And what we're seeing already this summer here in Nuuk is quite a significant increase, both in the number of operators. We will have SAS coming in, we have United Airlines coming in, we have Air Greenland increasing their number of aircrafts significantly, and the same with Icelandair. So we will see quite a significant growth this summer already. Greenland became the focus of international attention in January when Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., arrived at the newly opened Nuuk airport. Since then, the U.S. president has doubled down on his pledge to make the Arctic island part of the United States, as he eyes its vast wealth of rare earth minerals critical for high-tech industries. Ivik Nusson Osterman, whose company runs boat tours to see Greenland's glittering blue icebergs, says his bank has told him to expand ahead of an expected influx of tourists after Trump's comments.
When it comes to normal tourists, it's also increasing a lot because of the new international airport that opened in November last year. And, in Ilulissat, another international airport will open, I think it's next year, in 26. And already now we are getting much more bookings that we have received earlier, especially because of a man with the last name of Trump has really put Greenland on the map once again.
The country's vast ice sheet, glaciers, deep fjords and abundance of marine life, including whales, are the key attractions, while pride in the local Inuit culture is also growing. Statistics Greenland reported a 14% year-on-year rise in the number of passengers on international flights to Greenland in January. It said that the number of hotel nights has seen a steady increase over the past decade, with 355,000 recorded last year, up from 210,000 in 2014. According to Visit Greenland, 3/4 of tourism operators reported an increase in bookings in the 3 months following the opening of Nuuk's new airport. Sudan's army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan vows to continue the fight against the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces or RSF until the end, addressing crowds in Al-Qasira state. The Sudanese army seized full control of the presidential palace in downtown Khartoum on March 21st. What would be a major gain in a two-year-old conflict made gains and has retaken territory from the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces or RSF in the center of the country. The RSF has consolidated control in the west, hardening battle lines and moving Sudan towards de facto partition. The RSF is setting up a parallel government in areas it controls, although that is not expected to secure widespread international recognition. The RSF said on Friday, hours after the army statement, that it remained in the vicinity of the palace and that it had launched an attack that had killed dozens of army soldiers inside. The army sources said the fighters were about 400 meters away. They said the army's forces had suffered a drone attack that killed several soldiers as well as 3 journalists from state television. A 4th one was announced dead later due to his injuries. Burhan on Friday also visited Al-Qatarif state to offer condolences to families of an officer and a journalist who were killed at the presidential palace. The RSF rapidly seized the presidential palace in Khartoum, along with the rest of the city, after war broke out in April 2023 over the paramilitary's integration into the armed forces. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis says that they have launched a series of military operations, claiming responsibility for a ballistic missile strike on Israel's Ben Gurion airport and drone attacks targeting U.S. naval assets in the region. In a televised statement, the group's military spokesperson Yahya Sariyah said their missile force launched a hypersonic ballistic missile at Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv. The spokesperson said the operation, the third of its kind in 48 hours, quote, successfully achieved its objective thanks to Allah. The group's military spokesperson has also said, without providing evidence, that the Houthis had launched attacks against the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman in the Red Sea. According to Sariyah, these attacks used multiple drones as part of a broader response to what he referred to as American aggression in Yemen. The Houthis are part of what has been dubbed the Axis of Resistance, an anti-Israel and anti-Western alliance of regional militias including Hamas, Lebanon's Hezbollah, and armed groups in Iraq, all backed by Iran. Elfyn Evans led teammate Kale Rovanpera in a safari rally Kenya 1-2 after Hyundai's early leader Ott Tianak hit mechanical trouble on the first full day of action. The Welshman was 7.7 seconds clear of double world champion Rovanpera despite winning Super Special opening stage on March 20th and 55.4 ahead of Tianak, who suffered a broken drive shaft and lost more than a minute. Hyundai's reigning champion Thierry Neuville was lying in a distant 4th place and had collected 2 minutes of time penalties. Evans had a comparatively quiet time in the 8 gravel stages across the Great Rift Valley, but Rovanpera was applying pressure and won the closing 9th and 10th stages as well as Stage 5. Tianak had built up a lead of more than a minute thanks to 4-stage wins, but lost it all when the drive shaft failure forced him to continue with only rear-wheel drive. Evans started the rally, 3rd round of the season, with a 28-point lead over teammate Sebastian Ogier, who competes only part-time. In the city of Ras Al Khaimah in the United Arab Emirates, visitors had to ride to rescue horse shelter during the month of Ramadan to take part in weekly hikes, admire the sunset, and have homemade iftar meals made with fresh local ingredients. Unlike regular horse stables, this shelter provides rehabilitation and care for abandoned, older and injured horses.
It's just fantastic to be out in nature in Ramadan, which is a beautiful month of celebration, at sunset and with beautiful animals. It's really special.
According to Ride to Rescue's website, its founder, Yasmin Sayed, a Palestinian who was born and raised in Germany, started to rescue horses in 2013 after she quit horse riding following injuries.
People always want to ride. So, but I have more than 20 horses you cannot ride. So they are very lonely. Nobody will give them love. Nobody will interact with them. So I decided like 2 years ago to hike with them so people can walk with the horses, because these horses can be only walked. We have a few riding horses as well, but for example, this is Dahab. Dahab, for example, he has very heavy arthritis, so we don't ride him. We have also our 40-year-old horse. We cannot ride her either. And like this, we have a lot of horses. And like this, they're also, you see, they're happy. They get a lot of love. They get carrots, attention.
The 50-year-old moved to Dubai in 2004 and said she relies on funds to sustain operations in the sanctuary, which faces financial challenges. Sayed said that fees collected through organizing hikes and iftars contribute in providing care for more than 20 rescued horses. That's all the news we have for today. Thanks for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.
Barakatir Ramadan mahuge heyo idmaat huniya TV ballawa lobit rayitunan ariskuran